Past 2 weekends, we've had cards that have featured the UFC welterweight division in the main event. Things are shaping up. We got on June 14th, Joaquin Buckley versus Kamaru Usman. Sean Brady just beat Leon Edwards about 2 months ago now. Lots going on in the welterweight division, man. It's moving. We have the new guard coming in against the old guard, beating the old guard, and then taking their rightful place. New title holder and Jack Della Maddalena. So what I'm going to do in today's video is match make welterweight. We're going to set up welterweight for the foreseeable future. When I say foreseeable future, I really mean the next matchups for everyone really in the top 10. Now, Gilbert Burns just lost to Michael Morales. I'm not including him in there. I'm really including the top 10 guys that are younger coming up. I didn't include Pratis in here because he lost. I think he's going to need to get another win to get back into these almost at the title conversations. Maybe a win over Jeff Neal. I would say Carlos Pratis versus Jeff Neal is probably a matchup that should be made. Or maybe Wonderboy. Carlos Pratis versus Wonderboy would be sick. Or you can do, and the other one I would say is like Gilbert Burns versus Colby Covington retirement fight. I think that's a great way to put it. Retirement for Gilbert Burns, maybe for Colby too. I guess we'll see. But I'm going to match make the rest of welterweight right now. We're going to start with the title fight that's going to be happening. It's going to be JDM versus Islam Makhachev. Islam vacated his title, going up to welterweight. He's going to get the title shot. We all want to see it. I think this is going to be the matchup that gets... I know this is the matchup that's going to be made. My assumption is going to be it's going to be in Perth. I could see this happening in October in Perth. I think that the Abu Dhabi card will be at the end of October. And I think Ali, the little scum rat that he is, terrorist scum rat that he is, because Ali is, let's not forget that, Ali Abdelaziz is a fucking Terry. He's going to try and make this happen in Abu Dhabi at the end of the year. Islam Makhachev, brother, you need to put him in Abu Dhabi, Dana. Fuck that. You're going to challenge for the belt. We're not doing it on your home turf. I know that Volk challenged on his home turf, but it was like Islam's call out to make it happen, and it was Khabib's call out to say, I'm going to go to Australia and beat your boy in Australia for number one pound for pound. No. JDM didn't say that. I think you have a Australian champion. Islam Makhachev is not a champion as well, so it's not like where Volk, it's not the exact same as Volk, where Volk was going to get double champ status. Islam's not going to get double champ status. He's not the champ anymore. And as of June 28th, he will not be, there won't even be a vacant title on the line. Someone else will be champion. Probably is Ilia Topuria. But I say do Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena in Perth. I know that in September they're going to be going to Mexico. There's no way they're going to be ready in August. And I think the August pay-per-view is going to be in Chicago. That's going to be Hamzat versus DDP. So now we're looking at we know 318s in Louisiana, 319s in Chicago, 320 is going to be Noche in Mexico, 321, I think they have it first weekend in October. You do main event Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. That's a huge pay-per-view seller. It's going to be the fight that's going to get made. Probably going to be that time frame. I think if you do it in Perth, that's going to be sick. You can have a Volk Evloev as the undercard, even though I'm reading that Evloev may not get the next title shot, which would be ridiculous because I don't know who else would get it. Sure as hell shouldn't be Yair Rodriguez, who is 1-2 in his last two. Not only that, got fucking finished in the two fights that he lost, one of the times to the current champ. Just saying. But Jack Della Maddalena versus Makhachev should be the main event of a Perth card. I think this is going to be the matchup. I don't want to take too much time on this, but that's going to be the one. Next, we're going with what I think could be a potential number one contenders matchup after that. Make this one soon, too. Sean Brady versus Ian Gary. I would love to see Buck versus Cuck. I would love to see that more than any matchup in this division. But at that point, what do you do with Sean Brady? Do you have him wait really, really long to fight a Shavkat returning at the end of the year, maybe? Probably not. He's talking about wanting to get back in there. He's the one guy talking about fighting another contender right now before getting a title shot because it's obviously going to be held up with Islam there. Ian Gary's like, I'm waiting for my title shot after beating number 13 Carlos Pratis. I destroyed Shavkat Rakhmonov's knee in a 48-47 that I lost. I went out there and took the boogeyman to a lost decision and shredded his knee with oblique kicks. You lost. His knee got blown up and you fucking lost the fight. Then you went out there and you had a fight with Carlos Pratas where the first 3 rounds you lulled us asleep, and the last 2 rounds you got your fucking ass beat and almost got finished by number 13th in the division. But I took it on short notice twice in a row and I stepped in as the backup opponent. Sorry, little bro, you ain't Kobe. You're not. We have real contenders in the division that we're ready to have fight for the title now. And it's not like the contenders that we're waiting to have fight are Bilal Muhammad, who the UFC doesn't want in a title fight. It's not like that. We have Sean Brady. We have Shavkat Rakhmonov. We have Joaquin Buckley. We have Michael Morales just came off a big win. So I think you do Sean Brady versus Ian Gary. I think schedules match up. I would love to do Buckley versus Gary, but the reason I'm not doing Buckley versus Gary is Buckley's fighting 6 weeks after Gary fought. Gary fought 4 weeks after Sean Brady fought. So I just think they're going to be more on similar schedules. I think that fight between Buckley and Usman is going to be a little bit of a war too, so Buckley may need a little bit more time off after that. Sean Brady's ready to go in there and fight again. Ian Gary was ready to fight 2 weeks after his fight with Pratas. So he's going to be ready. I say do this card. Honestly, put it on the UFC Chicago card. If you did Sean Brady versus Ian Gary on the Chicago card, that is a great 5-round co-main event to Dricus versus Hamzat. Because then you'll think about it, dude. You'll have DDP and Hamzat going at each other, talking shit nonstop. Ian Gary's going to say some shit about probably taking Hamzat's side because he's terrified of him. DDP's going to go, mate, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You're a little cock, bro. Okay, I know. Why is this guy's chair in the middle of the table? He should be in the corner where it belongs, you know, mate? I didn't say he was a cuck. I just said he needs to put his chair in the corner. That's honestly the shit that DDP is going to fucking pull. And then I honestly think Sean Brady doesn't like Ian Gary. I know that for a fact. And I actually think Sean Brady will do a great job talking shit to Ian Gary. Ian Gary will try yapping, yipping, being fucking annoying to him. And Sean Brady will literally, I know him. He's a fucking Philadelphia City guy. I know how they're like. He's gonna just look at him and call him a cuck 50 times. They're gonna have salty man Joe Pyfer go up and ask a question at the press conference. Sean Brady, what are you gonna do to this little cuck boy? While Layla is in the crowd and her ex-husband's in the crowd watching. Don't worry, Ian, I'll make you another vegan dinner with tofu. Ugh, so weird, dude. I hate Ian Gary, and I hate that people have decided they wanted to be fans of him because they dare to be different. It's fucking whatever. I'm not gonna get hung up on that, but I think Sean Brady would yap it up at the press conference with him, honestly. Buckley would do him in big time. Buckley would absolutely destroy him and then be like, hey, Layla, hey, baby girl, what you doing after this? Sean Brady won't say that second part, but Sean Brady will call him a cuck 50 times. Sean Brady will just tell him to go sit in the corner. Sean Brady will make him cry at that press conference, and I honestly think this is a banger co-main event for Chicago. If you have UFC 319, Dricus du Plessis versus Hamzat Chimaev, one of the biggest fights of the year, the biggest fight of the year probably that we're getting at this point, because we're not getting Tom versus Jones. And we didn't get Ilya versus Islam. The next one was Hamzat versus Dricus. I think we get it. Well, we do get it. I know we get it. But then imagine on the undercard we have for the next to fight for the welterweight title after Islam Makhachev, Sean Brady versus Ian Gary 5-round co-main event. This would be sick, dude. Would be sick. And it lines up pretty good. You have in August they're fighting on the pay-per-view. 2 months later, or literally 6 weeks later, you have the JDM Islam fight. It matches up so that way around March, right? Or if JDM colds Islam early, or if Islam submits Jack early, if one of those happen, you can have it even be earlier. So it gets the welterweight division moving. I know Islam only likes to fight fucking once a year, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. Sean Brady, Ian Gary's, I think, the matchup to make. Now, the next one I'm going to make. Shavkat loses his number 1 contender spot, bro. He just doesn't get it. I say you do. Shavkat Rakhmonov, Joaquin Buckley. Maybe put it on the Abu Dhabi card after. If you do Joaquin Buckley, Shavkat Rakhmonov, 5-round co-main event on the UFC Abu Dhabi card in October, that's a sick fight. That is a sick fight. And I think it's going to make sense because I do think Buckley and Shavkat are going to go to war, or Buckley and Usman are going to go to war a little bit. Buckley's going to wear some damage. You give him 4.5 months off, and he's ready to fight Shavkat again. He gets the 2 fights that he wanted in 2025, and he'll probably be able to fight again in early 2026. Or if Shavkat wins, he proves, okay, yeah, I am going to be in that conversation for a title. Then he can have a Santa Claus schedule. Let the fucking Brady or Gary matchup go against JDM or Islam, and he can be the one waiting in the wings. That's how I would do it. Because then you can have the winner of this wait for a title shot after the winner of the previous matchup, and then the loser of this fight the loser of the previous matchup. I just think it makes sense. Or things will change and we'll reassess this video once, results come in at the end of the year. So we'll talk about that at the end of the year too. But for the matchup that I want to see next for these two, I think it makes sense for both of them. I think Buckley always brings the fight. I think Shavkat usually brings the fight unless it's against Ian Gary. And I think this will be a fucking scrap. And the winner's going to be sitting there like no matter who wins, the winner's going to have taken a lot of damage and the loser's going to take a ton of damage. So the winner is probably going to need 6 months after this fight anyway, which is going to kind of set up well for the welterweight division. So I think Shavkat versus Joaquin Buckley co-main event of the Abu Dhabi card would be fucking sick. It would be fucking sick, dude. Dude, if you did Ankalaev Pereira on Abu Dhabi, right? Then Shavkat Rakhmonov, Joaquin Buckley. That's a great fight. That is a great fight. Maybe you do Aspinall Gane too on this also. Like, it just got to get shit moving, man. Get it moving, get it moving, get it moving. You can put this on the November card too, honestly. If you wanted to do this at Madison Square Garden, you could probably do this in November at Madison Square Garden. I bet it would sell a lot too. Again, this is a 5-round fight I want to see happen. This is a 5-rounder that we should see. Joaquin Buckley, Shavkat Rakhmonov, that's a great matchup to make. Moving on, I do think Usman's going to lose to Buckley. And I think he should just fight Belal. Like, we need to see this, bro. Come on. The hype, the shit talk, it would be great. Both guys with very similar skill sets. Hands like Canelo for both of them. Usman has a great jab. He has power. And Belal, dude, he can take damage and he's got some decent combinations. Like, he does. He lands with his boxing. They both have good wrestling. I think Usman would struggle to take Belal down. I think Belal would struggle to take Usman down. And I think these two would just be in each other's faces scrapping the whole time. I think this will make sense for an end of the year. If you put this on, like, you can put this on the, dude, honestly, these welterweight matchups are pay-per-view worthy matchups. They are. Belal Muhammad, Kamaru Usman in December would be fucking sick. That would absolutely bop. It'll give Usman 6 months. It'll give Belal 7 months. It gives them the time they need to heal, get back in there and fight. And this can be one of those retirement fights for Usman or Belal. And it can be one that there's a ton of hype and a ton of shit talk going into. It really would be sick. People are going to be talking about the podcast. They might drop it around that time. They might do another one. It's going to be sick. And they have bad blood. I think this has got to be the matchup to make. The unk off. And, like, it makes sense in terms of the age, right? Like, you have these two guys that neither of them are probably going to be fighting for a title again. Like, Belal could get 2 wins and then fight for a title. But again, look at all these other people in line. Fresh matchups that everyone's going to want to see. Usman, if he beats Buckley, he's going to need another win to get to the title. But again, do we want to see Usman fighting for the title again? Like, you have these other fresh matchups. Take advantage of them. Have these two fight each other. It makes sense. Moving on. The final matchup I want to make here at welterweight. Michael Morales just got a big win. It's time to get rid of Leon Edwards, bro. Time to get rid of Leon Edwards. All I'm saying, Michael Morales takes care of business for good. Zesty Man Morales takes care of business for good. I don't know what's up with that video that's surfacing around, bro. John Jones would be very into that. But it's not June yet, so maybe he's not totally on the prowl. He's still in Thailand with his motorcycle boy, For those of you that don't know, look at the video of John Jones on the motorcycle with that guy in Thailand. Fucking, he ain't ever beaten the Guru allegations. I'm telling you that. And Michael Morales is going to be having some allegations against him very damn soon if he keeps that fucking shit up that he did in the video. But Michael Morales is a massive, massive welterweight. And he finished Gilbert Burns in round 1. I gotta be honest, dude. You guys know how big of a fan I am of Gilbert Burns. But it kind of just felt like Burns didn't want to be in there anymore. Once the bell rung and it was time for them to go, after about a minute, it just kind of felt like Burns was like, I don't really. This guy's fucking huge. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to be in here much longer. I don't want to get hit too crazy. Like, so I think the Colby matchup would be good because I think it would motivate Burns to be in there. It's like someone I actually don't like at all. Someone that I don't think I'm going to take a ton of damage on. It's a good matchup for him. That's the kind of matchup I think for Gilbert Burns. Burns isn't a quitter. He's not. He's always in there to fight it out, scrap it out. But the way he went down on a couple of those shots, it didn't seem like he was fully out. Didn't seem like he was like that. He was hurt, but it didn't seem like he was going to get knocked out. It just kind of felt like he didn't want to be in there anymore. So I just consider that. Michael Morales getting a win going up. Leon Edwards took a loss against Sean Brady badly. He's going to have to look down in the rankings. This is the perfect time, bro. Leon's not fun or entertaining. He was the worst fucking champion we had at welterweight, like, ever. Fought once a year. Super boring every fucking time he did it. Had one highlight head kick, so everyone all of a sudden thought he was a finisher, but he's not that good. I'm telling you, bro. Michael Morales is going to take care of business for good. You do Michael Morales versus Leon Edwards. I think it's the right matchup to make. Morales going up, Leon coming down. I mean, dude, like, what else has to be said? Like, you get rid of Leon for good. Michael Morales goes into the top 5. It's a great fucking way to get new talent up in there. Pause. Not that Michael Morales would be opposed, but pause. It's a great way to get a fucking 25-year-old going to be 26 into the top 5, fighting amongst the best, and you get to start to figure out who's going to be taken over in these divisions. So I just think it makes sense. These are the matchups for the welterweight division. I say if you do this one, fight night main event, do it in front of a crowd. It'll work. I know Leon's a fucking Apex guy, like he should be an Apex guy, but it's time to get Morales in front of a crowd. You know what I mean? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And these are the matchups for welterweight.